I don't think it's ever gonna completely go away until I'm in a World Cup. But it's what happened. It took me some time, but I've moved on, of course, and I think that it's really important. If anything, it's given me a bigger platform to just focus on at club level and do what I can here. Without that in my brain, obviously, it'll never really go away. So it was devastating.
A lot of attention is on you. People, believe that you are the guy who's going to take the US to a new level, and you are a superstar in American terms. Is that sometimes too much for you? Are you quite happy maybe that you're not exposed to it all the time, that you're back in Dortmund in a more normalized environment, shall we say, or how do you relate to that?
Well, the expectations that Americans or some Americans would put on me is, yes, too much is what I would say, but I don't take it that way. I know no one means harm for me like that, or wanting to put too much pressure on me. It's kind of what they've done, what they've do in the past. A lot of countries do, and I understand what they mean. Of course, I've come into a bigger role with the national team in the U.S. But I think just the environment I'm in here definitely helps. As you said, I think just being a good team player with this team and just being a piece of the puzzle is really important for me, and I think that has allowed me to have some success with the national team, individually. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, of course. Is the mindset different? Because here, as you said, you can just play your game, you're just part of the team. There's a lot of attention on loads of players. It's not just you, and people afterwards will not say, oh, Dortmund lost because Christian Pulisic didn't score 3 goals.
Well, I still put a lot of pressure on myself. Of course, I want to do the best I can. I want to help the team any way I can. But even with the national team, I don't think anyone expects me to do that or anything. So I don't add pressure for which team I'm playing on or think of it like that.
Mm-hmm. And are you able to play the game by itself, every single game, or sometimes you feel you're still young, the occasion also plays a role, and then maybe has a, I wouldn't say a negative influence, but it's something at the back of your mind, and then maybe it's not as easy for you to fulfill your potential on the pitch?
With experience, I think the biggest thing is trying to be more and more consistent, and that's what I think I've done a little bit better job of this season. I'm trying to improve and just being consistent in all games. Not being so up and down and having one great game here, one okay game. Just trying to consistently perform and do everything I can to help the team in every single game. But of course, it's something that younger players have to work on, and it's something that I think I can still improve on.
Where do you think the US need to go to learn from the mistakes, to learn the lessons, and to move on and to do better next time around?
We have a long way to go. We still have to continue to develop, I think, a lot of the younger players that we have. I think that's our next step, and that's what we're really trying to do. Obviously we just have to regroup, and I think what we want to do is create a real soccer nation. I think we want to come together and have kids, really wanting to play the sport, and that's something that obviously we're behind in from a lot of other countries, and because of the other sports, because of whatever is going on. But I think something that we're really trying to do and something we're getting better at. And I think once we develop, kind of a new group of players into a solid national team, I think that the country will really be behind it, and I think soccer will continue to grow.
There's been a lot of soul searching for obvious reasons, and some people are saying, okay, we have to just completely start again, reform everything, revolutionize the whole setup. What's your view?
I've said before, it's not about completely restarting. It's not like we have everything wrong or we need to panic or something like that. I think it's really about developing what we already have into even better. And I think if we continue to do that, then of course players will come up and there will be new talents and new things going on. And I think that if we do that and we build off what we already have, I think we can really create something.
Is there something you think that the US could learn from Germany? I mean, Germany always used as the one big shining light of international football, because by German standards there was a few very disappointing years, and then they did make some changes, and of course since then it's been kind of a production line in talent, and they always get at least to the semi-final of big tournaments. Have you noticed something that you think you could say, this is something that we could take and actually maybe implement back home?
Yeah, I would say the youth systems in Germany are what have impressed me the most, and just how they go from youth and how they grow their youth players into full professionals. And I mean, I've been, of course, I'm right there, and I see it every day. I literally went through the system, so I think what I learned and how I learned from going from U17 into U19 and fighting every day with other players and how we battled, and you're fighting really for a pro contract is something that we can definitely learn from, and I think it's a system that obviously I never really experienced in the U.S. I would have never got something like this, and that's I think the biggest reason why I've grown so much as a player.